Yo. Now, as I've stated before on a previous occasion in one of my videos, I personally feel that DC TV is very good indeed, and CW's DC shows have recently come to a close for the year with, well, for this particular year, with Legends of Tomorrow finale Season 1, The Flash Season 2 finale, and Arrow Season 4 finale, which I've seen them and I personally feel they are all great. But one of the things that a finale is kind of supposed to do, especially with DC shows, is kind of set you up for what you've got coming ahead, and two of the shows have done this quite nicely. One, however, seems to leave us in the dark a bit. So, here's my personal opinion on all three shows and their finales. Now, Legends of Tomorrow, that ended with the team about to head off for another bout of adventures in the Wave Rider, when suddenly another Wave Rider crashes nearby, out of which comes a man named Rex Tyler. Now, Rex Tyler, for those who know or don't know from the comics, is one of the versions of the hero Hourman, who, according to the book, says that his powers is now. His powers only last for an hour at a time, but he packs a lot of action into that hour. Now, that's all fine and good, but then they've also said that he was a member of the Justice Society of America in the episode, and that has got quite a lot of fans excited. For those who don't know, the Justice Society of America, whereas with the Justice League, they're a little more kind of big heroes, the one that everybody knows, such as Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the whole shebang. The Justice Society is like them, but you have either more scaled down heroes or older versions of your classics. Anyway, they're shown here. Yeah, like as I said, you've got the kind of more scaled down heroes such as Sandman, Liberty Bell, and Dr. Midnight. But then you've also got classic versions of popular heroes such as Jay Garrick's Flash, the Alan Scott version of Green Lantern, as well as Wildcat and Atom Smasher. Now, while we may get visits from kind of different members of the Justice Society, do I think we'll get a kind of full team up with them? Probably not, because as I've said, it does, while we may get kind of the lower down members, such as Sandman, Liberty Bell, Dr. Midnight and Hourman, they've already sent Jay Garrick back off on his way back to Earth 3, so I don't know if they'll do anything more with that, and they've been hinting at Green Lantern stuff for a while, but it's more kind of Easter eggs at the minute. Like you can find Hal Jordan Easter eggs kind of all over the Flash and Arrow. So, plus they've already introduced Wildcat and Atom Smasher in their own ways. In fact, they've already pretty much killed off Atom Smasher. So, I don't know if we're going to get a full team up with them, but we might get a visit from a couple of members, such as Hourman, for example. Now, The Flash, which had its finale recently, they kind of set up a classic storyline. I mean, at the end of the first season, they kind of, as the time portal was opening, they dropped in the silver kettle helmet, which we all knew meant the Jay Garrick version of Flash was coming. Now, The Flash Season 2 ended with Barry deciding that he couldn't do this anymore, so he went zooming off back through time in order to save his mother, which of course sets up the classic comic storyline Flashpoint. Now, basically what happens is, after Barry goes and saves his mother, he wakes up the next morning to find that his powers have gone, and the world he knew is totally different, such as in the comics, Thomas Wayne instead of Bruce Wayne is now Batman. Plus, there's also a war going on between the Atlanteans and the Amazons, or for those who want to be who don't know the names entirely yet, it's a war between Aquaman and Wonder Woman. And Captain Cold is heralded as Central City's greatest hero. Now, the only part of that all of this that I can even see remotely possible is having Captain Cold as Central City's greatest hero, because while Wentworth Miller did exit recently as a regular on Legends of Tomorrow, he has apparently not exited the kind of whole Arrowverse. So he is apparently going to be appearing up in kind of minor roles in the Arrowverse. So having him in the alternate timeline as Central City's greatest hero, that could be done. But they wanted to keep Batman and Wonder Woman and such up for the movie universes, so they're probably going to have to do some scaling down or some different villains at war or something in order to kind of make Flashpoint as big as the comic books truly were. Now, for the final one, Arrow, they also recently had their season 4 finale, and while I did think it was very good, it, compared to previous seasons, it doesn't give us any hints as to kind of what's to come. And the other seasons did that fairly well. I mean, season 1, we were introduced to the character of Slade Wilson, who in season 2 would go on to become the main antagonist of the series, Deathstroke. Also in season 2, we were told that Sarah was trained by the League of Assassins. We met her lover Nissa, and we eventually went on to meet her father Ra's al Ghul, who many of you may know to have been played famously by Liam Neeson in the Dark Knight trilogy. But we met her father Ra's, and he became the main antagonist of season 3. And came towards the end of season 3, Ra's mentioned to Oliver that he had once had a fellow student called Damien Dark, and he popped up as the main villain of season 4. But the thing is, in all his kind of big fights with Damien at the end of season 4, we didn't really get any hint as to kind of what was to come. I mean, the show basically ends with the team mostly split apart, with Oliver now Mayor and Felicity kind of standing beside him while they're looking at their ruined Arrow Cave after the ambush by Damien Dark's men. But I don't entirely know where they're going to go with Arrow season 5, but I'm intrigued to know where they go. But all I can say, with various members of the JSA on the way, a Flashpoint that could practically change the whole TV universe, as well as probably have a hand in introducing Supergirl now into the universe, and with God knows what coming from Arrow season 5, I've got a lot to look forward to over the next year. Anyway, that's all for now. See you later.